let's see if it pops up. Oh yeah. Okay. Welcome. I think I can see that it's going live. We've been live for about 10 seconds. Bringing my buddy, one of my best YouTube buds and real life buds, onto the pod today. I have been geeking out over this I'm a big I watch H3 podcasts all the time, and I know Hassan loves One Piece, and I also know that. Well, how do you want to go by today? What do you have like a? Should I call you by your name? What should I do?
You can just say Brett from.
Brett.
Yeah.
From.
Yeah, just Brett from the Warlord channel. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know if we could. So we have another channel called the Runaway Warlords, and yeah, I know that he's our professional, so he'll keep me on track today. And you're gonna be our pause play guy. And
pause play guy, yeah.
We want to. I think I want to get this window a little bigger, and we want to just talk about it. We want to see who's in the right and who's in the wrong. No, but it's just like interesting to see, Hassan love One Piece and claim that this guy, this Yemeni Timothy Charlemagne, apparently is our new One Piece, and so we have a lot to say about that, I think.
And I'm very frustrated about that one, but
I'll let you take it away, Brett.
Sure, I'll go ahead and do you want to watch the full thing, or
Yemeni, in quotes, pirate who's a TikToker and need help?
Just let me know how long we want to go for, okay?
Interview him by having someone who speaks Arabic on. Yeah, I'm talking to him right now. I'm doing journalism, chat. Calm down, okay? Here, this is the guy. Yeah, Timothy Chalamet. Rogan is definitely going to find someone. Wait, you are not posting this in the Discord?
Again, we can go to like the most replayed moments too.
Thanks, Frogan. You're doing brilliant work back here. Let me just DM him again and say, I am trying to find someone to translate our conversation. What platform is best?
Oh, how about this?
السعودية يعني احنا معاها والسعوديين اخواننا كلهم يعني وحتى اللي ينتشر عبر التواصل الاجتماعي يعني ما في منه ولا السعوديين والاماراتيين يعني اخوتنا يعني ما شفنا منهم اي شيء يعني صح انه كان حرب يعني ضدهم لكن احنا الان اخوان يعني وما في اي حرب بيننا وبينهم يعني كل شيء تمام يعني حتى اني دخلت السعودية عمره يعني احترموني السعوديين يعني ضيفوني وكل شيء والله تمام يعني.
He's saying that right now there's no like animosity between, like to him there's no animosity between Saudis and Yemenis and Emiratis. Like he's saying like he acknowledges that there was a war, but right now like he's saying that there's nothing but brotherhood, and he even says that he went to Umrah recently in Saudi Arabia and that he was treated normally. So he himself doesn't, I mean he doesn't, I guess, I don't know, he's not like tying the American and Saudi involvement together.
That's interesting. That's good. That's probably why it's like more. Oh, whoa. What has happened to does he know what has happened to any of the crews? Like I heard they tried, wasn't it called cat, the chewing the lead? Cat.
بدي اسالك انه شو صار للطواقم اللي بيشتغلوا على السفن؟ بيقول لك انه سمع
Are they having a good time? Are they okay? Does he know?
بقول لك انه الطواقم اللي بيشتغلوا على السفن انه كيف حالهم وايش عم تعملوا معهم، وانه هل انه عم بيستمتعوا بوقتهم؟
والله الصدق يعني مستمتعين يعني كلهم يعني وعايشين الوضع الحمد لله يعني جو خرافي واتمنى انتم تزوروا الجو هذا كلكم.
It's a lot of translating.
يعني انت شفت الناس اللي بيشتغلوا على السفن وبسالك انه جربوا القات هم جربوا قات؟
ايوه كلهم جربوا القات حتى قبطان السفينه خزن.
Well, again, like it's a lot of softball, like, hey, how are you? Because again, it's the need of a translator. It's really hard to have tough, hard-hitting questions in a format like this.
Like that's such a gap in because the translator's also having his own little conversation with them.
Yes. Yeah, that's how translating.
Yeah, because he's like, oh yeah, oh man, you're from the same. I don't know. He's like having his own side one. So anyway, so the first questions have been, like, how are you? Are you okay?
Yeah. How are things going over there? What's the connection between like Saudi, UAE, and Yemen? Because this is well over a year ago. So there's a lot of territorial disputes in that area between Saudi and basically everyone. So, yeah, that was just addressing a lot of that. Now, again, I am watching this type of interview. I am not someone who's like, how dare you platform someone? Because, again, it's freedom of speech. And unless someone is outright, like, murdering someone on camera or abusing children on camera, those are the things where I'm like, that is heinous. You can't elevate that. But if someone is a part of or a representative of a group, which is in this case, it's just like, I personally don't care. And that's kind of that's why I see myself as an independent, is like, I'm not going to stop someone from having their speech. There are things that I'm not going to agree with. Again, it's a long interview. We're not going to be able to get to all of it because there's multiple videos and not just this one. So it's one where my understanding of the world is for someone to be able to express themselves how they want to. That's this.
Yes. Well, okay, so, like, but you can definitely, obviously, I think you can say this, you can take that to a maximum for sure. And also, this is, I want to see him, what I haven't seen yet is I haven't seen him, like, obviously tip his hat yet, but he has in the beginning. But I want to see the part where he's like, obviously, like, do, like you said, like softball stuff. Like, I want to see him, because maybe he's getting a little disoriented from this whole translating thing. But he's never admitted that. But this seems like dizzying, like the 3 layers of conversation.
I mean, it is for us. This is what he does on a daily, so maybe that's his element. So I wouldn't give him the benefit of the doubt in that context. No. Now, again, I only don't care about his comparison because of the One Piece conversation. That's the only thing. That's my only thing truly against the entire thing. But I went to the next most replayed time, so we'll see what this part is.
الفيديوهات اللي بتطلع من اليمن بسألك يعني إنه هل الموسيقى إشي يعني الموسيقى اليمنية يعني أنتوا كتير بتحبوا الموسيقى في اليمن شيء إنه بتعرف إنه في يهود like that's just not like interesting. I don't know. I mean, I can ask him if you want.
No. It's fine. You're right. I mean, I don't know. I don't do any of that stuff.
بيدعموا فلسطين.
والله يعني صراحة أي واحد يدعم فلسطين إحنا معه.
He's saying anyone that supports Palestine, we're with.
Hell yeah. I don't know if I can ask that. Does he pray 5 times a day? No, you don't want me to ask him about religion?
I feel like that's just not like interesting. I don't know. I mean, I can ask him if you want.
No. It's fine. You're right.
Well, religion has nothing to do with a political conversation, so.
I know. I'm just wondering, like, what dudes in Yemen are doing. Are they going to Jummah prayer or are they not? You know what I mean? Are they pulling up? Well, I have a question about what is it that there are so many Yemeni music videos. We've watched it. We're big fans of the Yemeni music videos. You could tell them that. And there are so many of them that we watch on the stream. Like, what's up with Yemen? Are they like a specifically musical people? What's going on?
بقول لك حسن إنه كتير هلا صار في شعبية.
I'm so confused what the point of this is. I guess so. For me, it feels like this entire conversation that's awesome. Let me just play that through. It honestly feels like the entire conversation was at least mainstream made it seem like this was a purely political thing. This is just showing that Yemeni are just people, from my understanding of this. And again, this is a conversation where I'm just like, I don't see the how dare you argument when it's just putting light on, hey, these are just people.
Well, one thing I found strange right there is he was just like, do you pray? He wants to know if these people are, because. Well,
if they're super religious.
I said these people, so I better flip back already. But I feel like, why not ask the praying thing?
Because unfortunately, that might tie the religion into the action. Even though for some people the religion is the actions, and that's where it becomes the holy wars and all that stuff. And that's why I keep away from the holy war argument, because I'm not religious.
Well, no, I just had a thought though. Is I think the reason I mean this guy kind of seems like a handler. Like why not? Like why is this? I mean, he said that he brought this interview guy, or this translator. Why is the translator stopping a question? Like I have you ever seen that? That seems like some gatekeeping.
True, but again, I don't necessarily delve in this area, so I'm like, I'm not here to say whether it was good or not, because this isn't my content really. I'm just expressing my opinion of just like, okay, they're having a conversation. It's showing a light on it. Now, if chat is like trying to gauge him on X, Y, and Z, then fine. But to your point on like if the translator is pushing the conversation anyway, I mean technically yes, because they're the translator. However they phrase the question, so that guy could be the ringleader. Oh no, he's the main arbiter. I don't know.
Well, he's either really good at being an arbiter or really bad at being a first-time translator, because he was definitely getting in the way there, I think. But so Hassan listened to him. Like, oh,
yeah,
I think that's a bad idea. I think that's a good question, because I'm sure that like people like ask like Christians. I'm sure hey, do you go to church? Stuff like that. Especially.
That's fair.
But
I guess the context would be
poison the well. He didn't want to poison the well.
I guess if someone were to ask something about, because we're watching H3 after this. If someone were to ask H3 about his religious standard keeping or whatever on air, and if that would be appropriate, I personally don't care. If he wants to respond to that, he can. If not, he doesn't have to. Like if he's like, I pray, I don't know anything about any of the other faiths. So if they pray multiple times within the Hebrew faith, power to them. I don't know.
Right. Yeah.
All right.
Well,
so let's.
It doesn't make you a less good or bad person. It's just like I wonder like how how into it they are.
Yeah. Oh, you got. Oh, sorry.
The captain was Chinese, and he did qat with them, and he danced the music with them, and he was vibing. So he likes him, yeah.
So I mean, what? That's so crazy. So they're just.
So that's what he's spending his time on.
He just graduated high school, Chatters. What does he think about China? Does he know anything about China?
شو رأيك بالصين؟
أصدق أنا ما الصين يعني في مسلمين أكيد في كل مكان في مسلمين وفي يعني أكثر شيء يعني المسلمين في كل أنحاء العالم يعني الشعب الصيني أنا ما قد جلست معهم ولا بس الصدق يعني قطع.
I'm more weirded out that he has an 18-year-old that he's talking to right now.
يغني ويصور ستوريات. والله عجبها الجو.
He's saying he hasn't spent much time with Chinese people, but one of the captain was Chinese, and he did qat with them, and he danced the music with them, and he was vibing. So he likes him, yeah.
I'm guessing Captain is one of the boats that they captured.
That's so crazy. So they're just chilling with the captains. Like I don't understand. So America's like blowing them up while they're just like doing cat and chilling with the captains. Like how does he feel about that? Isn't that crazy? Like I don't know how to describe it. It's like he seems just normal, but it's not normal to have your ship blown up, you know?
بيقول يعني انه شو رايك انه انتوا قاعدين انه مع يعني بتسولفوا مع القبطان وبتخزنوا معه وبترقصوا معه وبنفس الوقت امريكا قاعده بتقصف باليمن انه كيف هدول الاشياء عم بيصيروا بنفس الوقت.
والله الصدق يعني احنا يعني باحترامنا يعني
Well, the Americans are blowing the
يعني نجذبهم
boats up because they have people captured on them.
يعني خلاص يكرهوا امريكا، يكرهوا الحكومه الامريكيه.
He's saying that they win over the crews on these ships, and they like win them over with their charm, and they make them hate America and the U.S. government.
That's so funny. Okay, that doesn't probably take much to be fair. What does he plan on doing once Palestine is free? You know what I mean?
لما انه بعد ما فلسطين تتحرر شو بتحب تعمل بوقتك؟
والله يعني اهم شيء انها تتحرر، بعدين لما تتحرر ان شاء الله بنروح فلسطين، وفلسطين اهل فلسطين يجوا عندنا واحنا نجي عندهم وهكذا يعني الحمد لله يعني بنرتاح.
He's saying that once Palestine is free, then he can rest, and he would like to visit Palestine, and he would like Palestinians to visit Yemen as well.
Me too, brother. Me too. Ask him his thoughts on Sean King. Okay, chatters. So stupid. Wait, what the smile at that? Does he know who that is? Oh my god.
عمرك سمعت بشون كينج؟ واحد اسمه شون كينج.
لا.
Oh my god. That was okay, Jesus Christ. Does he know who Donald Trump is?
تعرف مين ترامب أكيد.
Interrogation until, you know, they're saying that they take them, they tell them that, you know, America's bad, and they what do you call it when you try to change someone's like total ethos?
Gaslight them?
Well, gaslight, but that's like, I want like a more proper one. I want like let's see. It's like they reintegrate them as anti-American.
Well, here's two things that we have to acknowledge. One, the anti-American sentiment is not really difficult. So if you have people who are like, hey, F them, and they're like, yeah, sure, F them. We don't care. Like, those guys are kind of jerks to us. Like, I'm kind of like, okay. They can say whatever they want. They're human beings in another part of the world. My big thing, if any, was more of the surprise that they're under attack. And like when Hassan's like, yeah, the Americans are bombing them, blah, blah, blah. I was like, yes, because they captured people. So it's one where they're not actually discussing everything in essence, because there are actual reasons why the Americans are taking steps against it. Now, again, at the end of the day, they're saying it's because of Palestine, and they're shutting down a lot of the economic corridors. That should be stopped, in my opinion. So I'm not arguing one way or the other. It's just like, no, they shouldn't stop that. They shouldn't secede that. To his point, he's like, if Palestine's free, like, I can rest in peace. Like, I kind of want to take his word at it for it. So maybe they should be free and they don't have to do anything.
I wonder what the terms are for that to happen in his eyes. Like, is it?
What is Palestine being free, or?
Well, I don't think that would be enough, right?
What makes you say that?
Well, this is what. Well, maybe I want to add another link here, because this is a good side skirt. Now, Yemeni. Should I search Yemeni pirate? No. I want to see their motto, because I'm pretty sure their motto is that they want Israel not to exist anymore.
Is that a motto? Or is that what people are saying their motto is?
Well,
because I've never seen stuff like that written down. I've always seen that's just what people interpret it as. And if you interpret it that way, then yeah.
Well, the one thing is from the sea to the sea, or from the river to the sea. That's all Jerusalem right there. Right?
I guess I'm confused, because from the river to the sea, that's all Palestinian territory.
Well, I'm looking up a map now, because my focus is changing. I want to look at the map, because what you're saying is that, well, of course, it's just taking a while to load up. So from the river to the sea, what is it, like Palestine? What is it? River to
will be free or something like that. Yeah,
let's look it up. But there's some dark stuff in there.
I guess my question is, that entire phrase has multiple meanings. So are we going to just maintain one meaning as opposed to how other people say it is? Because I hear you, because I know that some people on the Jerusalem side say that they feel like that's an all-encompassing, they must go. But I also hear the other side saying, no, we just want to be free from the river, which is the dividing line, to the sea, which is the entire territory that we oversee. So I guess I get confused because both sides have an understanding, and that doesn't match.
Okay, so I'm about to drop the map. And, you know, I mean, it makes it because I keep on looking at it, and I mean, I'm just trying to interpret it any other way. And I'm gonna, okay, and it has now been loaded into the links one at the bottom. Yeah, if you want to jump to the bottom. Now that river, the Jordan River right there, where now, and I'm gonna put it on the stream. I'm just trying to. Oh yeah, okay, there we go, got it. Okay, so when you see that, doesn't that, because that's all of Israel, isn't it? Because what about what the south, the Jordan River right there? Now, are we saying that they want Israel to have south from the West Bank and Gaza? Like, yeah, like if you like drew, are they saying that they want that section?
Well, again, I don't know because the West Bank is. This is a map I've never seen before.
Oh, well, let's what, you want to look at a different map?
I would just like Google West Bank and see what that looks like, because the West Bank I've always known has been like on the ocean.
No, that's the Gaza Strip.
So now there's two different sets of space because.
Well, yeah, Gaza and the West.
Gaza.
And
okay, so.
In Gaza.
Yeah, so if Palestine is in Gaza, I guess I don't know the river. I've just heard again the different interpretations from the river to the sea.
Well,
but
can you see the stream right now by any chance?
No, I don't have all that stuff up.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to keep a track on everything. Well, on the stream right now, I have another map. So there's a bunch of maps. But yeah, there's the West Bank has always been an issue because it's supposedly Palestinian and territory, but what happens is Israeli businesses come in there and buy up sections, and then there's swaths of Israel inside of the supposed Palestinian territory. So they keep on encroaching upon the land that they say is for them, and so obviously you've heard that before. And
so I guess I'm confused again now.
Yeah.
Because it just sounds confusing to me again in that space. Because let's take a look at. You have the maps all done up. Because again, all of the fighting to the entire conversation is in Gaza, Palestine. Right. So I'm sitting here saying, okay, that space from whatever boundary inland to the sea is what is being disputed.
Let's zoom into the Gaza. If there's a river anywhere near there, I'm back on your side, or not on anyone's side.
I wouldn't even say I'm on a side. This is how I interpret it. If there's two different interpretations from the river to the sea, I would love to be educated on what the boundary of the river is, because I don't know. I just know that one way is saying, hey, this is just us wanting our own land back, and another saying, oh, it's inciting a genocide. I don't hear that, but I would be open to hear what the boundary is. I guess that's kind of where I'm at.
Well, because that's a good, big point, because I don't want even though those the Jerusalem is definitely in the wrong for so many things. We don't. I can't put my stamp on giving all of Jerusalem, everyone's homes, all of the everything, just like packing up, because so everyone just has to coexist. But the idea that if the river to the sea is a a indication that they want all of Jerusalem back, then it's so much. But if the discussion is that they want just Gaza to be free again, then I think that everyone agrees with. Not everyone. Obviously, there's some nuttos. But I just want to see what river they're talking about, because I don't see another big river.
But also this I'm looking at the stream right now. This map looks very different from the one that you had showed.
But you see, no, it's not really, because that's the line. If you can see,
I could see that, but I thought it showed the West Bank being much closer to Gaza, whereas the other map, it was very far away.
No, that's I don't think that this is a different, unless Google is like trying to say that like the West Bank has shrunk or expanded. Right here is the line right here, and they're definitely cut off from the sea right there. You know what I would like to see is if there's a river over there. Maybe there's a river there. They want a little bit more river access. I don't see.
I guess it comes down to education, because again, this is kind of a both sides. Both sides have a different interpretation. Both sides are saying two different things. As just someone who's on the outside looking in, it is very much okay. I understand where both sides are coming from. I'm not going to be like both sides are equal. No, but I don't know what I don't know.
Right. Okay,
so if we're looking at
back on the stream, now we can look at our faces again. Okay. Well, so that's a tricky thing, and you know we're going to be watching some more videos where that comes back into this whole, is it from the sea to the river, or is it from the stream to the river? You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Because
and again,
you know, and that is the difference I think that we're talking about here.
Yeah, because who knows? The one argument that's like peaceful is like, no, this is how we interpret this saying for us, and the other one who can be taken as hostile is like, no, that's what was been said for the last 100 years. Okay, I get both versions of it, but I also have to acknowledge that there's things that I say nowadays in my life that some people would never have said hundreds of years ago. Those are the types of different dynamics that life plays out. So, there should never be a genocide of any kind. And two, if individuals feel like they are in the space or feel infringed upon, that I understand that visceral fear. I can see the understanding of visceral fear when it comes to Iran. Big bad boys in the region, super scary, can do a lot of damage. I can see the frustration towards like this Yemeni Houthi kid and them attacking ships because it affects the economy, but I don't see it on the same scale. Like, I would say Iran is, if you're looking at one of the two, Iran's the one to look at. These guys are kind of like, they're trying.
Yes. I know. Well,
whereas,
so do we support these guys, or do we say that they're misguided? Because this seems misguided to me. Because
I think there's a lot of misguidedness, especially because this is when he's like, "You're just like Luffy. You're all about," and it's like, no, because if he was like Luffy, he would be coming into one of the various countries and taking on the leader to talk to them directly. He wouldn't be waging an economic war against XYZ. He goes to the source of the conflict and defeats their ideology personally. This isn't a defeat of the ideology. It is an attack on economic standards that impact decisions of an ideology.
Wow. Yes. No, I have to pretend I got that last bit. Wait, can you, well, first of all, I'm stuttering because now 11 people are watching. Hello, 11 people. Please comment. Just say hey. Keep us relevant here. If you want to comment, I think the YouTube gods would like us. But so yeah, we're just getting a taste of Hassan here and his politics. And do we want to keep going with this, or do we want to go to the next clip that we got lined up?
It's up to you because we've been streaming for a hard second. There's a bunch of other videos, so that's your call. But again, this is not a condoning anyone's behavior as they try to create justice in the world, because I don't know their lived experiences. All I know is as far as the river to the sea argument, there's two different depictions. If someone can show me that this is what they're talking about and this is, I can understand it better. But hearing both understandings of it is like, okay, it sounds like they're kind of talking about two different things right now for me.
Well, I think we said, is it the river to the sea or the stream to the sea? Because like we want Palestinians to have what they have and be free, but we don't want to kick out who's already there.
Yeah, and it becomes tricky because more and more of what they have was taken. So in essence, those who took the space would have to be removed.
So
yeah, I mean that's why the longer it goes on, the worse the problem becomes, because then there's more and more territory that would have to be taken from individuals who are occupying it, and then proceeded to be given back to the individuals who were removed. Because I definitely hear the argument that, oh, they're using them as human shields. Yes, which means that we should do everything possible to make sure that those human shields remain whole, right?
Use a sniper, not a bazooka.
Well, even that is just like be dedicated to making sure they get their homes back, not individuals coming and occupying it, which creates more tension, which is what you don't want, right?
Okay. All right. Let's keep her going because now we got. Well, I'm seeing.
Welcome everybody to a.
In chat and well, he said garbage, but I don't know. I'm hoping he's not referring to us. Hopefully, he's referring to an opinion that was said or something. But he also says they want them to have their space. Now, I'm thinking is Israel, and them, I'm thinking of the Palestinians. And I don't know. Yeah, I think some do, but right now it's like so crazy over there. What we should look at later is the poll for Israelis if they support the war or not. Because in the United States, it's always kind of interesting, if like the citizens support what we're doing. Usually they don't, right?
Well, it's two questions, unfortunately, that should be put side by side, and that's what I'm interested in. Do you support the Israeli war, or does Israel have the right to defend themselves? 99.9% are going to say yes, they have the right to defend themselves. But my interest is, how many support this continued version of the war? That's because some people in the first 3 months would have been like, yes, go in and take Hamas out, but this is not what was promised 2 years ago, in my opinion.
Yes.
So, you gotta cue this one up on for me because this is Ethan Klein debates Steven Crowder.
Yeah. Let me get. But I think I had a timestamp on top of the video link. I think it was.
I can jump back in and take a look. So this one was.
Because they kind of.
Start at 9 minutes and 20 seconds.
Yeah. So now. Steven Crowder, have you ever seen that guy? That's the guy who does all the Republican takes on campus and goes, debate me.
Right? He challenges kids and teens on what their ideology are, even though they really don't know what their ideology is.
Making liberals cry. But literally just picking on people, right? Like what you're saying, right? Just trying to find their values. So anyway, this is a few years ago. What was the timestamp? Yeah, 3 years ago. And this is, I think, Ethan's kind of first taste into this political debate field. And Steven Crowder comes on, and he famously kept on denying Sam Cedar a debate because he just didn't want to debate him because people like Sam Cedar and he didn't want to do it. So press play.
Okay.
A lot of people haven't. Has a huge YouTube channel, several YouTube channels. One of the OGs. A lot of people watch him. You know him. Some of you like him. Some of you don't. Same can be said for me. Ethan Klein from H3H3. Ethan, thanks, man, for making the time.
You're very welcome. And I just want to say, I know you called me. You said that I would be a layup.
I think I used something like that.
And I think you're right.
Wait, is this when he has Sam Cedar come in?
You know that. So I didn't want to make it too easy for you.
Oh, okay.
So I've prepared.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So
Dan,
what we were going to talk about is you know, the initial quote that happened. I think he's looking off there. The initial quote that kind of was turned into a little bit of a meme, which wasn't intentional, and was you saying you don't even have to think about it regarding the CDC. And I disagree with that. I think people should think about it. I believe. And we talked about this through playful ribbing in an aggregation of medical authorities and scientific voices to make an informed and rational decision. So where do you think that I'm wrong on that?
Stephen, do you know that the Spartans are like practice man love with children?
Oh, geez. Okay, so this is what's going to happen. What did I tell you? He was going to do anything he could to avoid. Oh, there he is. Oh no, Sam Cedar! What a fucking nightmare!
You,
I had no idea this was going to happen. I thought Ethan was...
Okay, so I remember the situation. I didn't realize that was 3 years ago. That's absolutely insane. But I remember this whole breakdown. But can you help me understand, how does this have anything to do with the...
I promise I'm bringing it back. I'm bringing it back to this discussion. So, Sam Cedar is someone that Ethan really identifies politically with. And back then, he thought that Sam Cedar was like the boogeyman. Like, as far as, like, you know, he is a poignant talker. He's like someone that shares his beliefs. And he's Jewish, I think. He's like part Jewish. And so I'm just showing you the friendship that they're sharing here with this goof. And I'm so glad that you remembered. And so now we can go to the next link because that's it. They just spoofed on Sam Cedar on Steven Crowder. And after this, which is funny, what's that? Need to adjust their mics. Are we loud? Let's see.
Need to adjust their mics. Well, let us know if you can hear me or not. I'm gonna go ahead and click on the next one.
God created you for more.
Oh my.
Wow, those are some interesting commercials. Good. Skip that one.
Kids are ready to move on, and
Whoa. Let's see here. An hour 25. So talking to Sam Cedar. Are you working on the mic thing right now, Drew?
Yeah. Do you mind riffing for me? Just go to that timestamp that I showed you, and just keep watching.
Yeah.
Hello. Okay. Oh yeah. Did you get that timestamp? Hey. Yeah. Now, Wayne, can you hear me right now? Shit. Okay. But now the stream is like crazy. Yeah, there we go. Sorry. Give us a minute here, okay? We had some crazy stuff, and we're gonna come back to it. Sorry about that. I haven't streamed in a while. All right. Are we back? Oh. Okay. Okay. Let's see. I think we're back on. I think we're okay now. Yes. Good. Sorry, we're back. Okay. Now, so did we? Now, I think did I have a timestamp on this one? Let's see here. I think I had, and I'm looking it up. So, now, Sam Cedar is like what you said. Sam Cedar seems to think it's from the stream to the sea, and Ethan is thinking that they're saying it's from the river to the sea. And anyway, I just wanted to show you this like climactic moment where they're on opposite sides of the aisle, and that starts at 1 hour and 25 minutes for talking to Sam. Oh my gosh. Yeah, we're just Yeah, well, this brain rot is really
I'm not sure
happening.
what is happening.
Yeah, I know. The internet is killing us, and then Stream Addict Remastered just roasted my ass, and so I think I gotta... No, I'm just kidding, but he's saying this is brain rot. Right now it is brain rot because we can't even see what we're talking about.
Share your screen.
Yeah. I know. You know what's happening is it's just getting a little laggy, but let's try it one more time, and if it doesn't work this time, then we'll just take it from there.
Oh.
Now I'm thinking about it.
Share
If I just take out our faces, I could just we could just go from the links, but I would much rather do it like this. Oh, there he goes. There he's leaving.
Yeah, for some reason, every time I go to share my screen, brain fart.
Brain rot. Okay, here we go.
Okay, now it's...
So I'm going to look at everything. Okay, everybody's still here. And now we go. Please, please. Okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to get rid of our video. And we'll just do, oh, can you even hear me? Motherfucker. God dang it. Alright, can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. Literally every time I go to share my screen, it crashes.
No worries. We're just gonna talk now. I'll just play. You know, just you can just follow along, and we can just talk about it. You know, and let's skip over the Sam. Let's just put it this way. Now what we have is Sam Cedar not agreeing because of this issue, polarization. And I'm just trying to get this going again. Okay.
Yeah, let me know which link and I'll watch it on my end.
Yes. Now let's start the content nuke at 10 minutes. So that's the content nuke Hassan Piker.
Content nuke Hassan Piker.
And then we got a little brain rot ad. Yeah. Oh, and then we got V Lance who says this whole Hassan versus Ethan drama is really just about people who resent the radical left. Let's be for real. Yes, like the whole election, everyone was, or the Democrats were, getting their camo hats and trying to stay away from this narrative, like what you're saying. My God, who doesn't have YouTube Premium? This is crazy. No, 4 ads before this. Okay, now let's start this at 10 minutes. Okay, let's do 10 minutes, and we'll watch it for 2 minutes, and then talk about it at this point. So we'll stop at 12. Does that sound fair? Okay.
Yeah, so this is fun.
Oh wait, so can you? Oh, yeah, no, it's not fun at all.
Yeah, high sarcasm. I'm not sure what this is so new. As far as
it sucks. Like, I have all of my stuff ready to go right now. I have all my links. I have everything, and just the internet isn't cooperating. It's like, oh my God. I was so prepared. Or I was so ready for this. And the audio is bad. Hey, Rabbit Hole, thank you for saying that. You know what? I haven't used this channel to stream in a while, and I just kind of suck ass right now. So hold on. Let's get this dialed in. Edit filters.
Are we still streaming?
Yes, we're still streaming. We're just because we
That's
have 20
hilarious.
people. We have 20 people for some reason still watching, and I'm trying to get my noise suppression ad close. Okay, now I have some noise suppression, so let's see how that sounds. All right, where is my audio? Right there. Then he keeps on coming in and out. Okay. Thank you. Okay, so Wayne's gonna go down. Then so I put the restart. No, I don't. Also, don't have his performance mode. Disable performance mode.
So, not sure why, but not having the best of luck as far as getting my camera back.
No,
so.
no, what? Let's do this. Camera off.
Discord's just down.
Both of us camera off, and then we can get
Yeah,
better
Discord's just
quality.
off. Sure, that's how that works.
Yeah. So, but because I still have that video up. But what I wanted to do is, I don't know if you could hear me, but I said 10 minutes start at, but let's get the juice. Let's go to 11 minutes, and let's just hear some arguments, some back and forth, and we'll just watch it for a minute, and then we'll continue after that. I think I got the mic's situation back. I turned you down. I turned me up. So that's all you can really do. I'm thinking. Oh, but then the stream can't hear this. Properties, media source. There.
Their communities when their chat is going fucking absolutely bananas over random
play
dumb
it, by
shit
the way.
and bringing my
11
name up
minutes.
for no fucking reason. That you were just allowing that shit to run rampant in your chat, and I thought that was fucked up. Ethan, I love you.
Okay, so you have everything pulled out.
Yes,
especially as someone who
I think I'll
fucking friends. I think that's a reasonable.
It shouldn't come in through my mic since I have headphones on.
Who you consider to be a friend.
So I'm going to
pro-Palestinian because I share a lot of those views, and I've been a stalwart supporter of the
see if
Palestinian
I
cause
can
for
hear.
many years. Problem with Hassan's coverage and a lot of people like him was their complete lack of empathy for the Jewish people who were frankly slaughtered by Hamas. He refused to show even a crumb of empathy for the Jewish victims. But listen to what this guy has to say.
As you might have seen there was some sort of rave or desert party where they were having a great time until the resistance came in electrified hang gliders and took at least several dozen hipsters. But I'm sure they're doing very fine despite what the New York Post.
Okay, so he's upset about the. All right, valid point, I guess. If his frustration is based off of Hassan not showing empathy for the victims of October 7th, if that's what the discussion's about, that makes sense.
Well, wow. Well, there you go. Well, I think you just passed the empathy bar more than a lot of people right now. I agree because obviously, not obviously, but there's both ends need to be looked at here. But what do you think about this? Like there's the Black Lives Matter movement, and then they go, oh, but all lives matter. So is this like the same thing, or this has to be a different situation, right?
No, it's the same thing.
Well, there you go. So they shouldn't. So they maybe like. Well, yeah, I'm trying to digest that. I guess what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the frustration of people on the Black Lives Matter movement is there was not a lot of empathy towards individuals who were being subjected to that. And they were not saying that all lives don't matter. It's just that in particular, this instance, Black lives don't matter. Just like in this particular instance, Ethan is feeling like, even though Hassan is giving a lot of empathy towards those in Palestine, that he's not giving enough towards the lives in Israel.
And is that enough to write off Hassan, like to never watch him again?
I mean, everyone has their own tastes and takes. I would say no for either. Like, I wouldn't say it's the same for someone writing off someone who didn't support Black Lives Matter movement. So I wouldn't write someone off just because they're like, I don't want to support BLM. Now if they're like, F Black Lives and things like that, then I would be like, okay, this is a completely different subject. Just like if Hassan had said F Jewish lives, I would be like, whoa, this is a completely different subject. He's just not giving and from what I'm understanding, that Ethan's take is he's not giving the correct amount of empathy.
Right. One-sided empathy. But yes. So why? So do you think you like? And then you saw that interview. So does Hassan like have an ulterior motive because he's the #1 streamer, Twitch streamer?
I think he has his own. I think he has his own ideology, and that ideology may not give as much credence to the empathetic needs that others may have on a certain subject. Just like with BLM, some people didn't have the same empathetic needs towards the other side. Like if that's the argument that we're using as far as a comparison, it comes down to the priorities of people's empathy. Yeah. And everyone has a different amount of information that helps them understand and empathize more.
Okay, so who's more empathetic then in the clips that you've seen so far than Ethan or Hassan? Just because the stream's called Ethan versus Hassan, so might as well ask that question. In my opinion, I think Ethan looks more angry, but more empathetic.
Well, again, I think the context is either is not giving enough empathy towards the other side, towards the group of people the other side is empathetic towards. So Ethan would say that Hassan is not being as empathetic towards the Jewish side, whereas Hassan would be like Ethan is not being as empathetic towards the Palestinian side. So I don't have a personal ideological take that goes either way outside of murder is wrong.
Right. Murder's wrong.
So
don't steal.
Murder's wrong. Don't steal. And the Chicago Bears are horrible. So like that's like my entire ideological ethos.
Ooh, yes. Hey, we got some chats, and so here some are of course this is gonna be a lively discussion, and so I just wanted to share some of the thoughts because it's kind of fun. We have some people watching.
Yeah.
So this is brain rot. Oh yeah, we already saw that one. Sorry. I literally Googled how to spell discussion and then I pasted it in there. So hopefully I didn't spell discuss. Oh, 2 S's. It was only 1 S. Crap. Andrew Wilson W. I forget who Andrew Wilson is. We might have to Google that one. Losing to Ethan is crazy. That's like losing chess to a pigeon man. Interesting. Transformer. Let's go with your take. Except for does Ethan? I think Ethan literally plays chess. But I think Hassan does play chess too. So that's good. That's kind of interesting. Who do you think lost? What debate we talking about? Because Ethan has been in a few recently. So I'd like to hear your thoughts. Jewish Pickle says, "Free Israel." Yo, yep. Wait. Oh, free Israel. Oh, interesting. I think Israel's already free. Well, are they? Yeah. There's no indication that Israel isn't free, is there?
They may feel it may be from the fear of outside influence from actors in the Middle East. That's the Iran take in discussion.
Well, Jewish Pickle, we'd like to hear your opinion more. Just we always want to keep it nice and friendly as possible, of course. I'd like to hear what your thoughts are. And then dude lost to Ethan and Asman within the time span of 1 month. LOL. Asvin can really take care of himself, and Hassan lost to that. Have you ever heard of Asvin Gold, Britt?
No, I'm not in the political sphere at all. Like I'm completely in my own ethos, and it's lovely.
Well, there's a meme that he doesn't shower. That's one thing. His room has his room I guess has oh no, we should Google this so I'm not just talking some bull. Here, let's see. Asmongold's room. Here, I'm gonna make. And why am I maximizing that? Let's make us little small babies in the corner. Okay, so Asmongold room. Where am I? I'm bad at spelling, and I apologize. But yeah, look at this pigsty, bro. Can you? I don't know if you can see it on the stream yet, but it is insanity.
Ew! What the hell?
He said that. Ew. He said that he used to have a rat or something that'd be like an alarm clock because it would smell or something. I gotta look up the clip again, but I watched some Asmongold and I just can't tell if he's a Trump supporter or not. I haven't heard him outright say yes or no to it, so I have my eye on him.
One, it doesn't matter. This is kind of like our conversation earlier about endorsements. Really shouldn't matter who someone supports and who they vote for. Now, if you're like, I'll never vote for anyone else, no matter the options, then I'm kind of like, squeeze me? What's going on here?
Right.
But yeah, if you're putting up a Trump, Kamala, whoever the third party people are, it's been a year. It's like I'm moving on with life.
Right. No, I can agree with that. Jewish Pickle came back. Osman literally had a roach that flew into his mouth. He also used a dead rat as an alarm clock. These are facts. Yes, thank you. I was trying to remember the alarm clock thing. Oh my gosh. But you know what? Yes, that is awful, and you have to do a lot of coping to live like that. You have to tell yourself that everything's okay. And
you're making enough money.
And if you have $1 million, bring the damn cleaning lady in. Give her $100 for the day.
Is Asmongold the one who's he took a step back because he had said a group of people were barbarians?
Oh, let's see. Asmongold barbarians? Oh, I think he did. I think he did say that.
Yeah, that becomes completely different because that also goes into the conversation of it's not necessarily he did. It's not necessarily that the people hate or have any types of incline towards Israel. It's the government. That's how I, as an American citizen, don't get upset when people are like, "Oh, F America." I was like, "No, you hate the American government. You really don't care about the consumeristic people like me who just want to spend, or not, I don't want to spend money, but my culture is just based around spending money.
Wait.
You may not hate me per se, you hate my government, and I completely am understanding of that.
Hold on.
Just like I can have the difference between the people of Israel who deserve to be free and the Israeli government who, in my opinion, have overreached in some instances towards a people of a different country. It's not the people that want that. If anything, a lot of people in Israel are upset about it because it puts hostages in the way of harm. So there's nothing against the people of the country. It's the ones in power, and not like conjoining the two.
Well, yeah, you can't conjoin the two. I think everyone has their own culture and things that they want to express.
And everyone is different from their government. That's the whole point.
Can we loop it back? This barbarians comment. First of all, I can't find it. Second of all, it looks like literally talking about Diablo 4. Like what?
I can't remember what it was, but a culture of people were called barbarians or some monsters, and someone left the internet for a few weeks.
Oh,
I thought it was Asmongold.
It might not be Asmongold. Was it Destiny?
I don't know, dude. I truly don't.
Oh, Jewish Pickle has your back, though. He says Asmon was banned on Twitch for saying something, but I don't think he said barbarians. Oh, on something. How's it? Asmongold Twitch ban.
Yeah, because it was something about a culture of people that was, and it was a blanketed, like, they're this. And it was like, whoa.
Oh, yes, anti-Palestinian, as inferior culture, the comments voided. So he said, what did he say, though? Maybe he did say barbarians, then.
But again, I'm not here to cancel him for it at all.
Make sure that we get the right... I can't. What the hell? I was watching. Was it scrubbed from the internet? Like, what is going on here? I know what. I think we have to leave it. Destiny is still banned on Twitch. Now, I think Destiny is the one that said, like, these barbarians doing this thing or that. Or I think he said something like that. Asmongold, though, would be along the same lines, though. I think he would have made a similar comment. But, yeah, I haven't seen that. But I think that is very, very likely. Now, we should circle back.
Yeah, circle back.
Unless you had something you were dire to say, but we should circle back to this.
I'm just following along with I'm just here for the conversation, man. Like,
now this next thing. So now let's go back to not the fun stuff necessarily, but this is another. Like,
this is all fun.
Yeah, well, some of it is, and like this, which would be Ethan's live reaction to him figuring out that iDubbbz made a content cop on him, because Ian said that he would never make a content cop on anybody else ever again. And him and H3 have had like a long storied past. But like friends, like making videos together, supporting Tampa's event, Creator Clash. And like Ethan, a bunch of people on Ethan's staff were gonna go on. Like AB wasn't, but AB has gone in the past. But his wife, and I can't think of her name right now, and I apologize. But anyway, Lena. And so anyway, so you got the Ethan's live reaction to Content Cup ready?
Sure. Again, I get a little confused because is this still the H3 Hassan, or are you going to tie it back?
Yeah, I'm going to tie it back again.
Okay.
But now the freaking commercial starts.
We call ourselves Boricua. We are proud.
Hey, 10 watching. Thank you guys, all 10 of you. I appreciate you.
What happened?
And what we're about to see is Ethan's live reaction to him discovering that the Content Cop was dropping. And let me tell you, I was on my phone because I was at work and doing some stuff, and I was able to follow this from work to back home and to making dishes. So I caught this whole controversy, and it was incredible. He waited until Ethan started streaming. or maybe not.
There's more bad news.
You got
Ready?
maybe not.
And so ready. We're gonna start playing in 3, 2, 1.
do have some more bad news for you. Some breaking news. Your old friend iDubbbz just released a video.
Yeah.
It's about you.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Oh my God. That is the. No, it can't be.
It's about you.
No,
Well,
it's not.
yes, it is.
It actually can't be. Holy dude.
It sure is.
Oh my God. Holy.
And from a quick scrub through, I think, well.
So I don't necessarily hear it from the
I mean,
stream.
so the thing is like,
Is there an echo?
this guy went from,
One second.
from saying he didn't want to get
Let me try
involved
this.
to supporting
I'm gonna pause it
people.
right now. I'm at 45 seconds.
Yep, I can hear it. I can hear it.
No, and I was making sure that it was playing on my end, so I was doing some background stuff. In the chat, if we still sound good, we stream every weekend, but usually Wayne takes care of it. I'm kind of rusty at it right now, so I'm kind of open to suggestions. If you guys have any audio, I have it right now, so that when we're talking, it's barely touching the yellows, and I'm just trying to make it sound okay. So let me know if there's any audio engineers in the audience right now. But anyway, are we good to keep on playing, or did you have a comment?
Keep on playing. I can hear it now.
Okay. All right. 45 seconds right now.
People calling CPS, like associating with people calling CPS on my family, an atmosphere where someone like Bad Empanada is being platformed by people like Matt Lieb and Denims, who are friends with.
It looks like they're both in the video.
Check the description.
Oh my God! Like what? Like what? Why? What would I do to like?
Okay, I got an ad. So it says ads Oh, I can skip it. Oops. Okay.
Like,
I'm
what
at
kind of
108 right now. Where are you at?
I'm watching on the stream.
Oh, good.
Like, bro, what kind of cowardly shit is this? Like, we have one disagreement where I get upset because you guys aren't defending me publicly after everything I've done to support you guys, and like you bring on people who are Denims and Frogan who did a anti-Semitic tier list, and you're platforming them and co-signing them. And by the way, to even make it even more crazy, Lena's fighting in your fight, bro. Like, what the f are you doing? I actually can't believe that he did this. It's actually unreal.
Pretty wild.
And it's just so pathetic too. Like, talk about a bandwagon. Like, bro, this is the edgy, cool content you're trying to make a play to like warm up to. By the way, iDubbbz, Lena's having a panic attack because why would you do this and not even tell her? Like, why would you invite someone on the show and do this? It's just mean-spirited. I can't. I'm genuinely in disbelief.
He hasn't watched it yet. Hello? Can you hear me?
I am genuinely in disbelief. And by
Okay, I think Drew may have gotten booted from Discord.
Oh my gosh. I got it.
Oh.
Literally had the mute button on. I had the mute button on. I am so sorry, guys. Okay, we're gonna keep going. Everyone good?
You're such a classy guy, Drew.
Oh
You're such a classy guy.
I want a game end. I want a game end right now, but I can't game end because we have things to watch. Okay, here we go. We'll put Ethan back on. Okay, so right now we are watching. Oh my God, where'd I go? H3. And I apologize. I am just a big old klutz. So here we go.
Yeah, so to the Jewish Pickle for hanging out and the other 10 or 11 that are hanging out, thank you for your patience on that. I know we're just talking and having a discussion. Hopefully no one gets too frustrated or anything, but we just appreciate you hanging out.
Yes, absolutely. And we love a good discussion. Where's my history? There's my history. Stevenson. This is a nightmare. I feel like Steven Crowder right now.
I feel like Steven Crowder.
Okay. No, we can talk about while I'm doing this because the stream's still going on, so they can hear me while I'm logging into all my Gmail and stuff. Don't you remember?
Yeah, you probably don't want people to see it.
Yeah. Oh well, I took it off after I thought about it for a second. But iDubbbz Content Cop. Have you ever heard of that before? I just said that.
I know of it because of like old school YouTube and all of that. You never wanted to be on Content Cop, but it was never really my content to watch. It's not necessarily my vibe.
I hear that. So, when he did one with Tana Mangu, and he did something really strange in the beginning. And
Are you talking about Tana Mojo?
Mojo. Well, I think it's Mangu, isn't it? Mojo? What do you call it? Is it really Mojo?
Tana Mojo? I thought it was
some kind of funny manga. I think
Manjo.
Right. Manjo. I have to look it up.
If anyone's listening, you want to let us know which one it could
be.
Mo-Joe or Mung, MAN-JANJ. Manja.
But in that Content Cup, he was like a big promoter of saying the N-word, and being like words don't hurt, campaign in the edgy internet days, and and he later apologized for it. So it's just interesting.
Yeah.
I just wanted to maybe I can fast forward our discussion. Is like he later apologized for it, and he said that the Content Cops were meant to police, but a lot of times the people get harassment, and he felt bad about that. Like I'm sure you're thinking about Tana back then, and why would we'll know what we should do when I get this thing going again. We'll watch this. I just can't imagine that if you disagree with someone a little bit, to make this, but there's like a whole other angle here, which is a CPS call, which like let's say the chat right now was saying, hey, lock Drew up. Wouldn't you go, oh, don't do that. Don't lock Drew up in the chat. Wouldn't you defend me in the chat?
I would definitely defend your right to not be locked up.
Yeah, right. Or like, yo, this isn't what is going on right now? Bro, I accidentally signed out, and now Google's effing with me, and I can't even watch Content Cop, and I can't see the stream. So I'm hoping the stream's still going. You have eyes on it, right?
Stream is still going, yeah.
Okay. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to play the Content Cop. Play the clip, where Ethan's react because he plays the content cop, and Ethan, and then while I'm doing that, I gotta go get my phone and then log into my email. So I need to do a little chaired react for a minute, just for a second, and we can pause it right when I get back. But I just want to give you a little spice here.
A little sugar and spice and everything nice.
Yes, yes. If I can get the fucking clip. Where's the damn clip? Okay. Yeah, and then the ad hits. Oh, but it's only for a few seconds. What is going on here?
And insert it directly where you're writing.
How come you can't skip ads anymore?
Rewriting text works the same way.
Aren't you in premium too?
Yeah, well now I am.
Oh yeah, because you haven't been able to log in yet.
God dang. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna go grab my phone. Come back. Oh, my phone's right here. Perfect.
And little did he know, it was right next to him the entire time.
Yes, this is me. This is me. Please, please. Yes, this is me. Continue. Oh, sorry. Here. No. Oh, yeah. Great. Forgot this is on the stream. There you go. YouTube.
Yeah, just a little bit. He's just showing off all his stuff. So to whoever who wants Drew's like information, like be sure just not to include me in all of it. Okay, just be sure.
Oh, you know what else I have is this the clips. Links. Okay.
What happened? There's more bad news.
I do have some more.
I actually can't believe that he did this.
You can hear it on the stream, right?
It's.
Tell me when
Thanks, man. Don't you
Let me take a look.
feel like some obligation to them?
Maybe
I checked.
Maybe he's defending you.
I checked my phone.
I can hear it.
Perfect.
Ian did just message me. He said, "I'm sorry to."
I think you also have some new. You might. It looked like chat moved, so you might want to check that when you get a second.
Okay. That sounds good. Okay, I'm gonna keep playing. Then Ian messaged AB about
This guy just messaged you now.
He said he dragged me when I was already unhappy with what was going on. I didn't appreciate that, especially since he refused to get on the phone with me.
What?
It was meant to go live before the show, but I was having technical difficulties. Again, I'm sorry you're caught in the middle. And I know you tried to de-escalate, but it's clear Ethan isn't interested in de-escalating.
De-escalate? I just said I vented about them not defending me. What the f is he like? He's actually losing his shit and I just can't believe it.
Did you call him up? Call him up right now.
This is like the most cowardly, insane flip I've ever seen in my life. Like, I genuinely can't believe it. Like, this guy is actually trying to make his comeback on the back of this insanity.
Okay. But you can just see like the heartbreak there, and it just, it's like crazy television. But anyway, I just wanted to show you a little context there for the next thing we're gonna do. Wow, Jewish Pickle's still here. Can't hear you now. We're good. Do we all support Palestine in here? I don't support Hamas. Yes. I think all of these are correct. Yeah. We don't support Hamas, right? Brett, right?
No, that literally was the conversation. But again, that's unfortunately the connection people automatically take.
Right. And
So we support the people of Palestine. We don't support the government who has put them in this situation, who's using them as human shields.
Oh,
That's
right. The leaders, like they're I mean, bottom, the tunnels and like I mean, but the rock, what I would have liked to see them do is use snipers, not rockets. And because I mean, like the devastation is crazy. But of course, you know what? This is all just talking points that everyone agrees on. Yes, the discussion. I mean, the destruction is terrible, but this is dividing American households. Is this difference what we're talking about? Which is, does Israel still deserve its land? And it's gone all the way up to Ethan getting, well, there's some people that disagree.
I think that's where we disagree. I think we disagree on what's dividing American households, though.
Well, what do you think on that? How about the liberals that do agree on Palestinian freedom?
Well, what's dividing American households is more or less the response to that. Like we can all agree that Israel and the people of Israel deserve to be whole and safe and all of that. It's just the response that's happened that has been splitting households, and unfortunately, that automatically comes into, so that means you support Hamas. No, I'm just against the fact that there's still carpet bombing happening 2 years later, which just continues to go well over the fact of a response.
Yes. Yeah. Right there. And it's the reluctance of people, I feel, to, see both sides, to think about that. It's like troubling.
It's the prioritization of empathy is what I hear out of a lot of it. And that individuals are frustrated that the empathy that they're placing on one side may not be shared to the same extent as empathy placed on another.
And right. But so how do you? So we just approached it like that, and like I feel like it's hard to disagree with that point of view. Like we just want peace. We don't want any side to go totally the winner or not. We want both sides to lose, basically.
There is no winner here. It's war.
Right. I think the problem. Yeah, I think some people think there's going to be a winner.
No, because, like, for example, the Trump Hotel in Gaza stuff, or whatever people are saying, that's completely different. That's a completely different. Yeah, Trump Hotel, and that's not the same as getting Hamas out and then allowing people to renew. Like, that's a completely different thing. So, yeah. That as someone who lived through like Afghanistan and Iraq, like there's a lot of really uncomfortable connections that are happening that I'm like, I'm not okay with that. There's getting Hamas out there and ensuring that they can never come back. When you listen to a lot of, especially the soldiers that will go on Joe Rogan, like they'll point out that if you really wanted this to be a peaceful transition for the people of Hamas, you would have been working with them from day one to ensure the civilian casualties don't create a resurgence, which is what we saw in Afghanistan and Iraq. But unfortunately, like now there's a lot of kids who are seeing this and upset that they don't get the empathy that they feel they deserve and are being radicalized.
Oh, being radicalized for sure. Like in 10 years, get yourself ready. This will happen again, right?
And that's the scary part, because since there are Christian Arabs in that space, like it's not going to be a one-to-one religious thing, because there's going to be other ethnic and religious groups impacted within this who can be radicalized as well.
I mean, why
So what's the deal now? So how come there's no peace right now? How come Hamas hasn't signed the deal, or is there a deal to be had? What's the deal? Let's see.
Hamas went to and Israel backed out of it.
Last Gaza.
The country. So if the government, from last I understood, there was a peace deal in place, and the cease deal did not happen because the bombing continued.
Yeah, January 2025 ceasefire agreement expired. Brokered by the U.S., Egypt, and Qatar, went into effect in January 19th. Fell apart when? March 18th. Israel launched airstrikes. Hamas released 33 hostages. Israel releasing around 1,900 Palestinian prisoners. 1,900. Increased humanitarian aid to Gaza. Israel troop withdrawal from populated areas of Gaza. And then, boom. Current situation is the ceasefire talks have resumed in Qatar. This is an AI overview, by the way, so maybe something's wrong, but it seems right. In conclusion, the most recent ceasefire agreement between Israel and Hamas, which went into effect January, has expired, and the new ceasefire deals are on the way. So, wonder what are in those deals.
I don't know, because you would think it's been the exact same things that were supposed to be in the last ones.
What does Hamas want?
We're going into Google for that one?
Should we go to a different one? What, Wilson Center? BBC? CNN?
Well, I guess what is our conversation?
No, I think I'm just
really about because
I'm trying to get a jumping off point here. Not jumping off, but well, we've already been jumping off. But I want to get another client.
Because they're technically a political organization that has been deemed a terrorist organization by certain governments. They're fighting that designation in British court right now. I know that. But are you talking about their ideological bend? Because that ideological bend may reflect the concerns of the Israeli government, which is that I can see that as being an understanding for the tension, but I don't necessarily know their entire political standing, and that might take us a while to truly understand what they're looking for.
Okay, well, I just found an interesting little paragraph here, if you want to hear it.
From the Google,
yeah, this is a
the Google summary.
Little Google bit. While Hamas' initial charter was called for the destruction of Israel, they have since signaled a willingness to accept a Palestinian state based on the 1967 borders, encompassing the West Bank, Gaza Strip, and East Jerusalem. However, Hamas continues to emphasize that such acceptance does not equate to recognizing Israel's legitimacy.
So it doesn't sound like they're going to recognize them as a country. Okay. I don't know if Israel can force them to not be jerks. So there's that.
Jerks is
it really.
But yeah, you're right. Well, wait. So
not recognizing you as a country makes you a jerk.
Yeah. Now, are we talking who's the jerk?
If Hamas doesn't recognize Israel as a country, that's a jerk thing to do.
Yes. Yeah, and if
because
Israel didn't recognize Palestine as a country, then they would be in the wrong.
They're a protected territory. They're not an official country yet. That's also part of the big war of worlds, war of words, because they haven't been an official country yet.
Well, hell, maybe that ought to be on there.
Yeah. So it just becomes very difficult, especially if you look at Hamas as a political entity, because that's technically what it is and what it came to power. So if you get them out of power and they're voted back in, what can you do? Like, that's also the big issue. That's all. That's why it's. What's up?
No, like, okay, so let's say they sign this peace deal, and then these kids that just saw all their friends get blown up, they
Exactly.
they reach 20 years old, and they're ready to go again.
Mm-hmm.
So how do we stop a generation? And then you heard what the Houthi pirate guy said. I can't think of his name right now. It's crap. But anyway, he said that they abduct them. They abduct these boaters and get them to have anti-American sentiments, right? So you can just imagine that, and of course, like what Hassan said, it's not very hard to do that. So yeah, I mean, I can't see this solving. We need to. I mean, we need revolution here. We need something where the Palestinians feel in control.
That at the heart of it is the issue. Because let's say that they only get X amount of their space back, and a political party is like, the Americans are the issue, F the Americans, and they get voted into power. That's literally the Taliban 2.0. So, like, that's also the issue is, like, it's a democracy and we can want to spread democracy, but if the people who are experiencing the world do not have that same understanding for the needs, like, and to the point, the 1967 lines, that has been infringed upon by settlers. Now, and that's Palestine needs to become a state. Israel needs to remove all their settlers. That is also going to be the big deterrent for Israel, is they're not going to want to remove all the people who took over that land, but also that they're going to have to get peace. So for even going back to that river to the sea part, if there are settlers in the land that encompasses the space that people are needing for peace, that in itself becomes a huge roadblock of what happens. I am not for forced displacement of anyone, because it's not, you don't do that to the other, but you have to get back to zero while acknowledging that some people are going to have to be displaced. Yeah. Are they living on occupied land or taken land? Yes. As an American citizen, like, I have to, that's just a general standard I have to understand, by understanding that this is the greatest country in the world, but it's all occupied land that was taken in messed up treaties.
Yeah. Hey, T.I. Comments, Palestine needs to become a state. Israel needs to remove all their settlements in the West Bank, I'm hoping that he's saying. Those settlements are illegal under international law. And on the stream I have, everywhere that you see areas, anything that's not Area C is BS. It's B and S. Everywhere that's areas A and B are B and S, because, yeah, I mean, what we're talking about is, why would, okay, let's say a bunch of Russians came in and owned a city block. It's not Russia all of a sudden, so that is crazy. But I mean, that's, yeah, go ahead.
But like, that's the perfect example. I have nothing to do with Alaska. I've never been there. I never want to be there. Right. But it's an American state. So if Russia came over and took half of it, I'd be like, fuck that. Let's go take our land back.
Right. Well, yeah. So, but the problem is, what do you do if a bunch of Russians, one by one, buy every house in Russia? Or in Alaska.
Or in Alaska. And that's the problem, is because you then have to move them to get the land back. And that becomes its own big fight.
Wow.
Now, as someone who's like, okay, that's how it has to be, then yes, all of those who settled in occupied Alaskan territory would have to move.
No.
And it would be up to the government to make them whole.
This is what you do.
Because they're losing their houses.
you go like this. Okay, war's over. This is what we're gonna do. Now the West Bank is now the West Bank again. You guys can stay there. You have your own businesses, but now you're going to be under Palestinian rule. You're going to be Palestinians now. You're not. You have no dual citizenship. So if you stay here, you're Palestinian. I think that would make people move out of the West, like the settlers out of the West Bank. I can't.
Yes, but that would be the action of a government.
Yes.
And I could see one government seeing that as forced dislocation. Both governments would have to be on board with that.
Right. Oh, but now you're saying forced relocation. I don't like that. I don't want to do it now.
No matter what, it's forced relocation, buddy. Yeah. It doesn't matter. Like, them having to move is still forced relocation. And the longer it takes, the more people are going to have to move, which causes more of an issue. And that's why they're doing all they can to prolong the issue, because, like, then it creates these issues of horrible, like, segmentation of one's own region. And then they're going to put gates up because, quote-unquote, people can't get along.
Oh, have you seen the?
And then it becomes this huge jumbled mess.
Have you seen the Andrew Callahan went over there, and in these little pockets that we're seeing, there's automated guns on turret systems, so that if there's like a big mass crowd of people coming, they have automatic guns for them. I mean, it's insanity.
So
yeah, it's an encroachment, and then all of a sudden, but no, know what it is. It's like small scale, whatever. What do you call when you infiltration? It's small scale infiltration, and because they're making
invasion
Jerusalem in every spot that little nook that they get into. I mean, that's crazy. What's been going on here? Who's been allowing this? I mean, this is crazy. Ti also says, look at those liver-looking chunks on the map. I'm expected not to be mad about my family being kicked out of Israel proper, relegated to an area B village, and then have to pass checkpoints every day. Well, there shouldn't be checkpoints. There shouldn't be checkpoints, right? I mean, this is the West Bank. But I mean, unless you're going to say this is a private community, like we have that in the United States, right? We have private communities where there's like gates. And you need like a passcode to come in, and that's where Paris Hilton lives. But is that what they're doing?
But then again, that goes and that's what I mean by putting up the gates and segmenting everyone, and it just becomes this jumbled mess.
So, now this is what I wonder. Now the Palestinians, okay, and the Palestinians in the West Bank, are they willing to make a trade for Gaza Strip? And then they get all of the areas A and B. Are they willing for that trade? Like I wonder if they're up to that, because that seems like a deal they could do. Because Trump, we want Trump Tower now. But then we're talking about a genocide, because then you're removing everyone from the Gaza Strip.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's ethnic cleansing.
Ethnic.
Yeah. A genocide is the actual death. Ethnic cleansing is still, it's not necessarily killing them, you're just relocating them.
But we're not allowed to do that. Like, that's a bad thing to do, right?
Both are bad, yes. Both are very bad.
But one's inherently worse, but we don't get that discussion. But,
yeah, it's not like we're comparing bad things. We can say both are bad.
Yes. But that'd be a deal. But, I just am hoping that, like the Google AI said, I'm hoping that I'm hoping Google AI is true, that Hamas really is not saying from the river to the sea anymore, if the River Jordan is what they're talking about right
here. Yeah, and again, that's what I mean by it's the interpretations of today and not letting the interpretations of yesterday dictate how we're allocating our empathy. Because at the end of the Hassan and H3 debate, if we can circle back to that, because we've been streaming for almost, we're 20 minutes from 2 hours, so I'm a little tired.
Oh yeah, sorry. Well, it's fun when there's actually people in the chat, or like, hey, sorry, I cut that going. So my bad. I didn't even think about stopping it.
You're good. So, really just circling back to the whole Hassan H3 debate, both sides are seeing the other as not showing enough empathy towards people that that one.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say is prioritizing, but is. My cat is barking. I have to go real quick. Good luck to your barking cat, Ti.
Oh, Ti said. I thought you were saying that. I was like, you got a cat.
No, Ti's.
Hey,
no
worries.
No cats.
No worries, Ti. No, I would.
Good luck to your barking cat, Ti.
Yeah. But yeah, so maybe we do this again and we actually just watch the H3 the debate, because this is one of the most exciting bits ever, and we didn't even really get to this bit. So maybe we can say or save for another controversy. But I'd like to do this again. This was fun.
Fair. I do think that the debate is just more about empathy and the lack of it for another, because I mean Hassan is justified in his frustration, being someone who is ethnically and religiously Jewish, as well as Ela, who fought for the IDF, and that's not me validating the IDF at all. Like, it's just an entity she gave her life to. So I can very much see there being a bias towards that allows for their empathy to really be crucially impacted there. And Hassan is a free speech advocate, and definitely seeing what is happening in Gaza, having the most amount of his empathy there, I could see him having a blind spot and not necessarily articulating what people who view his actions as disgusting are thinking. Now, granted, personally, I am not endorsing him bringing the Yemeni Houthi rebel on to talk to. Do I care? No. It's no different from someone going and talking to Vladimir Putin. I don't care.
So you like Tucker Carlson?
Like that. I've listened to Tucker Carlson. Tucker Carlson makes points a lot.
Hey, no, I actually, I for some reason, I hate to admit this. I hate to admit this because I'm trying to be extra liberal, but no, I actually do listen to him every once in a while. But he got kicked off.
He got kicked out of Fox News, but that's its own thing, which is funny. But that's also why.
Back in the day.
Oh yeah, well, Jon Stewart roasted everyone back in the day. So as far before we even get, so I think it's fair to say before we even get to the actual debate, that our initial thoughts are that we do want to get educated some more as far as sayings and phrases and what people mean by that. We're both under the understanding that the countries and the people of the countries are different from the governments that run them. So we can be supporters of the people of Palestine, but adamant antagonists against Hamas. Just like I believe that every person born a Hebrew within Jerusalem deserves to be able to live their best lives and have the lives that best suit them and their religion and their ideology, and admit that the government that oversees them has done huge atrocities in their name.
Yeah. We just gotta get that Netanyahu guy out of there, and hopefully that will speed things up. But
well, you never know.
Yeah, nothing to do with that. That's just the world's spidery fingers.
Yep, and it's just my opinion. It's not necessarily where I think the world should go, but seeing as we're both, we're just like, hey, freedom and peace. That's how we both see it. Could possibly see it how it can be done. Were there any initial final thoughts as we come in close to 2 hours and then talk about when we want to?
No, wait. Let's get out of here right now.
Stream again.
Yeah. Well, what we can do is on the next. So Runaway Warlords. If anyone's listening, go ahead and give us a subscribe over there. That's our usual channel. But and I think we got a chapter next week, and then on our next break, I think on our next break, and I'm sure there'll be more to talk about too. So that'd be fun.
Oh Yeah, we can. We next time we meet, we could just go through, watch the debate and have thoughts on that. Now that we've had overall thoughts on just our general thoughts on the situation.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I did want to just say the reason that I would share the content cop is that triggered Ethan to finally talk to Hassan, even though they've both been talking about each other. But then that triggered their actual meeting, and so anyway, that's why I wanted to show you that stuff. So cool. Hey, well, thanks. Hey, we had a lot of people coming in and out, and I just really appreciate it. We got 12 right now. If all 12 of you, if you wouldn't mind giving it a like, then next time, it'll come up to, maybe YouTube will push us to you. And yeah, check out Runaway Warlords. I think that's in my description somewhere. And subscribe to this channel. I don't post here very often, but I might start doing it. This is fun. So I'll try to clip some points out of here if there was anything that was at all even audible that could be heard. So anyway, and thanks Wayne for, thanks Britt. I was talking about my cousin Wayne. Thanks Britt for coming on. And you have anything you want to say? Anything you want to plug or do?
No, just wanted to say thanks to Jewish Pickle, T.I., Solersky, Sir 3 Lersky, Transformer stuff, CZ, Benjamin, Rabbit Hole, Vengeance, and Stuff Action Remastered. And that's all of them.
Woo! So that's fun. So yeah, thank you, and we'll see you next time.